Okay, we're starting a new segment and we're going to be talking about The Last Jedi, and we've gotten some questions that we've gathered together. We've watched YouTube channels, we've watched conspiracy theories, and right here, right now, you guys are going to see it first. We're going to try to see, when we go see the movie, which is out on December 15th, go buy your tickets. It's still happening. I don't know if there's going to be any seats left where you guys live, but it's going to be amazing. This movie has been talked about. It's probably going to be close to The Empire Strikes Back, which is one of the top Star Wars movies, and probably top 5 in my list of all-time movies. But they're saying that it's going to be really, really close. So we're going to see what The Last Jedi holds, and we're going to have some questions that he's going to talk about, and I'm going to try to answer. And we're going to see if these questions get answered in the movie. And I'm so excited about The Last Jedi and what all is in store in that movie. It's going to be amazing, and I hope you guys will go see that movie. So we're going to start this segment off with the very first question. What we got, Lucas?
First question is what is Rey's future and what happened to her in the past? Because as you know, there is rumors of the actor Daisy Ridley not coming back after 9.
That's true.
And like we still don't know who her parents are, who she is. If she's a Skywalker, Kenobi, who knows?
Yes.
You know?
And we've heard voices. So like when she held the lightsaber in The Force Awakens, we heard Kenobi's voice. And obviously we saw Luke in her visions.
And there was Yoda's voice.
And there was Yoda's voice. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
There was Yoda's voice. So there's no telling what's going to happen. So what's the question again?
What is going to happen to Rey in the future? And who is she, basically?
Okay, so in my opinion, out of all the stuff, someone came out and said that, I think Daisy Ridley actually said that. She said that it's obvious who the parents are. Yeah. And with her saying that, I think that everybody that's been talking about it, she's a Skywalker. It has to be, for me, a Skywalker. What do you think?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Because we already have a Skywalker. You know, Kylo is a Skywalker. And you know, it's you know, if she's not coming back after 9, and they want to continue the Skywalker saga, which I don't know if they are because they're making that new trilogy. You know, we have no clue.
We have no clue.
There's like no really hard evidence to who she is. She might be a Skywalker.
She might be, but it's either, to me, it's either Obi-Wan's daughter, which is, I think, kind of out there for me. Yeah, but it has to be the Skywalkers. So yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But we think it's the Skywalkers.
And her future. You know, we're gonna learn a lot in this Last Jedi. You know, if she, you know, what happens to her in this movie, in even Episode 9. Yeah. Do Luke and Leia reunite? You know, is there a scene where, you know, Rey brings Luke back to Crate or something, and Leia's there, and they meet up? So, with the video out there, if you guys haven't, go check out Star Wars HQ. They put out a theory that Leia and Leia, Luke, and Crate have something in common, and Luke and Leia, after I believe it was the 5th movie, went to Crate and went to see we don't know what was important, because it's now, they have comic books now all of a sudden, Star Wars does, but they went to Crate, and what's important about Crate, no one really knows. And if we've watched the Rebels over their series, there's these animals that appear on these planets, and they're force, what do you call them? Force beings?
Yeah, and they...
Like the Lothian wolves and
yes,
whatever the big thing with the horns was.
And I wonder if that's going to be the Crystal Fox. Like in that type of scenario, are they going to lead Luke and Leia to something?
Maybe the Porg, you know?
Yes,
those animals on that island.
That's the cutest little thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it is.
But, go to the next question.
Fourth question, sorry. The Praetorian Guards.
Oh.
And who are they? Why are they there?
I think they could be elite soldiers, kind of like you see in Battlefront 2. You see that elite Iden
and she's an elite soldier in the Empire.
Special Forces.
Special Forces type deal. So you wonder if they're like part of a Special Forces group. It's going to be interesting what they do in the movie. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but that's an interesting...
I have a theory. What if they're kind of like bounty hunters? You know how in...
Could be.
Was it Empire Strikes Back or New Hope where, you know, Darth Vader hired Boba Fett and all those bounty hunters to go after Millennium Falcon? What if, you know, Kylo...
Because they're not clones.
Right.
These are real people in the suits.
Right, because they've kind of done away with the clones.
Yes, because Finn.
Because Finn, right. You know, are they just there to protect like his royal throne or whatever they call it? Are they protectors of Snoke? Maybe kind of like a royal guard from the Palpatine eras. You know.
That's an interesting theory there.
So, you know, that'd be cool to see them. Probably, I hope there's a big fight scene with them. That'd be kind of cool.
You're on the next question. What is the next question?
Snoke's powers.
Ooh, this is tough. So in theory, I'm thinking, you know, so if you think about it, The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren, you know, and all of his powers that he has, he had to learn it from somebody. But the question that brings up is he was training with Luke Skywalker at one point. But if you notice, like in the very first part of The Force Awakens movie, he can stop bullets. He can do mind tricks. So that's kind of like a Luke thing, Obi-Wan type thing. And you wonder, you know, what Snoke taught him. I don't know if he, you know...
Well, it's not really like I was thinking about this. It's not really like a mind trick what Rey does. You know, she tells people what to do. He, like, literally goes in their mind.
Yes,
and
that's crazy.
He, like, mind reads. He's like a mind reader.
And I think...
Mind reads people.
But I think Sidious, you know, at some points, he kind of... I don't know if he has that kind of power. It's interesting seeing what Snoke... I think, ultimately, at the end of the day, I think that Snoke's going to be able to stop bullets like Kylo.
Freeze
people. And he's going to have... I don't know. He's not going to be Sidious. He's not going to be, I don't think, any kind of lightning type deal. But I think he's going to be really, really strong with the Force. And he's going to be able to stop things, kind of like Count Dooku in the Clone Wars movie, the #2 movie, that he just stopped the pillars from landing on Obi-Wan. And I think he has that type of power. He's got that type of, that type of Force power. But that's all I have on
that. New characters. What was her name? Rose. And the stormtrooper with a black stripe. What were they calling the bounty hunter or whatever?
Yeah. Executioner.
Yeah. You know, what's Rose's arc in the film? You know, is she just like a resistance fighter? Like, we don't know. That's gonna be cool to find out. And then the what'd you call him? Executioner. Is that the guy from Force Awakens that gets shot by Han that was battling Finn? You know, or is that a different guy? With the baton.
That's interesting.
That's gonna be cool to see them introduce, you know, new characters and stuff. There's, you know, the Poor is a new character. There's plenty. There's gonna be a lot of
with the purple hair.
Right. There's gonna be lots of new characters that are gonna be really cool. Who wins the crate battle? First Order Resistance.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Probably one of the biggest battles of the movie, maybe.
Well, we know in Hoth, the Rebels lost.
Right.
So the Empire won. I think.
It is gonna be the same thing.
Think the same thing, because the reason I say that is because if you look, the Millennium Falcon is like going through these tunnels and you see these red crystals and you wonder why the Empire is there. And what makes me think that they're there is to build, you know, maybe try to rebuild the Starkiller base because of all the red crystals. I don't know if they have power. I don't know what all that stores, but at the end of the day, I do think the Empire or the First Order wins.
New lightsaber / new lightsaber color.
Ooh.
There was leaks and teases of, you know, maybe Luke built himself a new lightsaber, or maybe what you're talking about, the gray Jedi. Maybe there's, you know, a gray lightsaber, kind of like what Ahsoka had in Rebels, the white sabers. Or maybe they even find, that would be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Kind of find Ahsoka's lightsabers.
That would be
amazing.
Just amazing.
That would blow everything out of the water.
And she had a yellow one too, so that's kind of crazy. Kind of yellow.
Yeah. The new casino planet Kanto, and there was an image of looked like pod racing. That'd be
awesome.
Cool. See, why we haven't seen the planet yet, Kanto. We haven't.
No.
There's not been any trailers or anything for it. So I think that's probably saved towards the end of the movie, kind of like how Endor was, kind of like this final stand. I think, or maybe it's just where Luke. Maybe that's where Luke and Leia meet. They go to this planet that's a casino. It's popular. It's surrounded.
Well, and I think that's in the casino area. I think that's where Rose comes in to play. I think Finn finds her, kind of like Obi-Wan and Luke found Han Solo.
Maybe Rose is a pod racer.
Maybe, and maybe she. I ultimately think that she is a good, she's a good pilot. I think that she's going to have good piloting skills. I'm not sure where she's going to come into play with the Resistance, but it's going to be interesting.
Next question. Does Luke die?
I think Luke does survive because I think Rey's going to need a teacher, and I'm pretty sure Snoke's probably going to be alive. And who's going to be the teacher for Luke Skywalker? For Rey. And I think that would be Luke Skywalker, but I don't know if Luke Skywalker's, a good person. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I don't know.
He seems really afraid, which we know fear leads to the dark side, so.
That's true. That's very true.
He's afraid of this massive amount of force in Rey.
And on a poster that was leaked, they had him have a necklace with a red kyber crystal. Yes. Sorry, we can't speak, but that's what it was.
Yeah, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah.
See what happens to Luke. Leia's death, maybe. You saw in the trailer, Kylo's kind of like, should he shoot at Leia's ship or not?
Ooh.
And she's like, don't do this. Kind of what I think she's doing, kind of reaching out to him with the Force. That's probably going to be one of the most intense moments in the film. Is Kylo's and his mom's.
And I think that's probably, in my opinion, it's probably the in battle scene. And I think probably Leia's gonna die just because Carrie Fisher is no longer living anymore, and so I think when that stuff that type of stuff happens, I think they kind of end that character at that moment. But rumors were said around that she might be in episode 9, so it's kind of up there. But I can't wait to see that in the movies. It's going to be interesting.
Does Rey turn to the dark side?
No. The reason I say that is because I think, I know this is kind of out there, but I think, Rey ultimately tries to try out the dark side, but I don't think she goes to it 100%. I think she's, kind of wondering what the powers have in store for her and trying to learn what is good and what is evil.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What's your opinion?
Well, we saw in the latest TV spot, spoilers if you haven't watched any of the trailers, she, as for a brief second, she force pulls Kylo's lightsaber to her.
That's true. Yeah.
So there is a definite confrontation between her and Kylo, and I guess she gets the upper hand on him. Maybe she kills him, or kills Snoke, maybe, and he's without a teacher, and he's like, "What am I gonna do?"
It's possible.
That'd be really cool. If Kylo's left there by himself, he doesn't have a teacher, he doesn't know where to go, so he has to go back to Luke. That would be kind of interesting. Does Luke turn to the dark side? Which you mentioned the red crystal on his neck.
I think ultimately he's kind of up there. I really don't know, because we saw tons of posters out there with him in the background on both sides, on the good side and on the evil side. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with his character. He's kind of wimpy, which I don't really like. I've always liked Luke Skywalker as a character, and to see him kind of wimpy-ish
and kind of a coward. You know, it seemed like they portrayed in the trailers that they have out there. I think ultimately he's gonna stay on the good side, and he's not gonna go the evil side. But it's up there.
I think they're trying to pull a route where he had basically his entire student base massacred by Kylo, and he's so he's trying to protect more people by not doing that again.
Yeah.
Which I guess you could call that cowardice and fearful, maybe. Or it's just, he's just really paranoid. But we'll see.
It's up there.
Is Snoke Rey's father? This is kind of up there, in my opinion.
It's out there. I heard a lot of conspiracy that it's probably, false now. But it's something that could be out there. The director is really not like telling us a lot of detail, which I'm fine with that because I want to see what happens. But you don't know what's going to happen in this movie. Like, this is that type of movie where anything could happen. And the Grey Jedi and all these people turning sides, you don't know who's going to be on what. And it's all out there. And I think at the end of the day, Snoke is not Rey's father.
Grey Jedi. Is it a possibility?
Absolutely, yes. I do believe
so.
This is a new era of Jedi, or whatever you want to call them, Grey Jedi. But I think that is a thing in this movie. I think that's going to be the next step Star Wars is going to take.
I think it'd be insane and awesome at the same time if Rey and Kylo team up and try to stop Luke and Snoke, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
They realize, there's a lot to each side, and is Luke the one that tells that to Rey? There's so much she's like Luke for a teacher, and there's so much that she doesn't know, and she recognizes that, and she goes to get. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I definitely think there's gonna be Grey Jedi because we see the symbol of the Grey Jedi.
Yeah.
In the log on the island.
And she's got that book. The book, and it's if you go back to the Rebels, Star Wars Rebels, and Star Wars The Clone Wars, they kind of go to that spot. Disney's actually the one that owns these cartoon movies that they came out with, and so. You wonder, why they put those in there. You wonder why they had those Jedi, the good book and the evil. It's just kind of takes us to a new part of Star Wars where we haven't gone yet, and I think it's leading up to the Grey Jedi.
Are they going to remake Starkiller or a form of the Death Star?
I think yes, because that is the most epic Starkiller. It's the most evilest thing that the First Order can do. And I think that there's probably this is something I'm gonna put out there. I think that they could make another Death Star or Starkiller base, but in a smaller form, maybe kind of medium size.
Like the first couple episodes of the Clone Wars TV show, the cartoon on the Cartoon Network, General Grievous had this ship that was basically the Death Star.
Yes.
It would send out, and it would basically like a huge EMP and disable any planets or ships.
So it could be in a ship.
It could be a ship, and we've seen that big Star Destroyer.
And this is cool little info for you guys. They had on Star Wars the show, Star Wars show. They had Verizon. Sponsor a new thing that they have on the iPhone or the Android, and you can actually see this new ship that they came out with, and it just came out on a commercial like 2 days ago, and they have this new ship. So I'm wondering if that could lead to the Starkiller base type of weapon in a ship form.
That'd be cool. Why is Crate so important to the Resistance? Why do they build a base on a Crate?
Ultimately, the end of my opinion is because there's Kyber, I can never say this, Kyber crystals on that planet, and they are trying to use those to weaponize a weapon, or I wonder maybe there's something Luke and Leia may have there.
Maybe the Resistance created a weapon.
Maybe, and that would be a turning
cool.
type deal.
And Finn and Poe recognize this, and so does Rey. And they're like, "What has this become?"
That's interesting. That is interesting.
That'd be really cool. Does Kylo turn to the light again?
Throwing that out there, I think absolutely not. I think he's gonna stay on the dark side. There's really nothing.
If he doesn't kill Leia, I think there's a chance. But if he does, I think he's definitely on the dark.
Because he had no hesitation just to stab Han Solo.
Well, there has been some rumors that Han Solo turned on his lightsaber.
Ooh.
If you go back and you up the gamma or whatever these people do, Han's hand is on his lightsaber like this.
That's interesting.
Because Kylo does say, "Can you help me with something?" And Han Solo goes, "Whatever you need."
That's true. That's true.
You know, who knows? I think there's a slight chance, but if he does, you know, confront Leia and kill his mom, I think, you know, just like how Anakin was, where he, you know, I don't think there's any chance of him.
I don't think there is either.
Last one is Snoke more powerful than any of the Sith before him?
I believe yes, because I think he is an ancient power that has been kind of not talked about. Darth Sidious was kind of the main dude, but at the end of the day, Snoke, I think, has more knowledge of the Force and knows how to use the dark side more powerfully, I guess if you could say that, you know, more than Darth Sidious and Darth Vader. I think he just has more knowledge. It seems like with the scars on his face and all the you know, rumors out there that he does have more experience and he's a little bit older. So you wonder if he's been around, you know, the block for a while, and you wonder if he's more powerful. Yes, I think he is.
I have another. Is he like, you know, what if he's an alien, you know, or is he a human that's been kind of like how Palpatine was, how he was malformed by.
And it seems like that's what they were trying to set up too. It seemed like he was kind of like Palpatine, like he was once a human. I don't know. It's out there. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is a new segment, and with the new Star Wars movies coming out for the next like 30 years, we're going to be doing this segment every year for the new Star Wars movie. I know next year we'll be having a segment off of the Han Solo movie. So I hope you guys are ready for this Last Jedi and all the Star Wars to come. It's going to be amazing. And we just thought that we'd do a little something different before the movie comes out this week, December 15th. Hope you guys have your tickets and go watch The Last Jedi. It's going to be amazing. And thank you guys so much. If you would, please subscribe to my friend's channel, subscribe to our channel, and I hope you guys have an awesome, blessed day. I hope you guys are blessed with the testimonies of you know, our Christian faith, and I hope you guys will grow as Christians, and that's what's most important for this channel, is to grow you guys and to proclaim the name of Jesus Christ. And thank you guys so much for watching.